Hello, everyone. So, I'm going to give a breakdown of the masculine and feminine energies and why it's important to bring them at balance and what the traits are of them and how they interplay into our day-to-day lives. So, understanding feminine and masculine energy. Every one of us, regardless of gender, carries both feminine and masculine energy within. These two forces are the foundation of creation itself, constantly dancing and balancing each other. When they are in harmony, we feel aligned, grounded, creative, and whole. When they are out of balance, we experience inner conflict, overthinking, burnout, disconnection, or emotional chaos. Now, the thing is with like society, a lot of people are more living in their masculine role, and that is just generally how we've just been built within the last generations is to be in this masculine role energy. But what people are missing is bringing the masculine and feminine like together, like into play, but also about tapping into that feminine essence, that feminine energy within us. And this is holds great power. Like a lot of women underestimate the power that our feminine energy holds. And that when we tap into that, like that is when miracles happen, transformation, and when we really lean into trust of receiving. And this is something that I was missing and what Kundalini showed me because she is the life force, she is the Shakti, she is the feminine energy, and where she rises through consciousness, the masculine, which is the spine, and where we bring the two together. And this is something that I was disconnected from and what has helped me to get where I am today and how my relationships have shifted, how I've built my business, how my shift around money, my shift around like just with environments, the people that I welcome into my world, the opportunities, just how I am with myself, my self-love, my hormones, my health has really shifted because of this. So feminine energy, the flow. Feminine energy is the being, not the doing. It's the flow, the intuition, the heart, and the softness. It lives in the body, in feeling, creativity, connection, and surrender. In receptive and open like water, it allows us to move through life rather than forcing direction. So we live more at flow. We open ourselves and receive. And this is a thing where many people, especially like women, are disconnecting from. They're in this contraction energy. They're contracting. They're not feeling safe to fully open up to receive because they have this armor up. They're taking responsibility. They're pushing. They're forcing. They are not able to regulate themselves, their emotions. They're swallowing things down. They're suppressing. They're just like constant feeling like alert. And this is because as well, women have been suppressing their feminine. They're holding on to lots of generational baggage, basically. And it's not your fault. It's only that you've known. It's what you've been influenced through society, through parents, carers, other authority figures. And this is what we're remembering. This is what we're connecting back to. We're finally connecting back to what is true. And this is why the feminine essence, the Kundalini, she has risen to remind us. Because when we are connected to our feminine essence, we feel safe and anchored in our body, emotionally expressed and free, in tune with our intuition, our inner wisdom, connected to others and nature, able to receive love, abundance, and pleasure, ease. So, like, able to receive more and welcome more of the yumminess in your life, like the excitement. When was the last time you felt that real like yumminess, that excitement, and that like you can be to say like you can be in an event, you can be with people, but then you're not really in it because you just feel numb or you feel disconnected or you just feel like you're in your mind or overthinking, you're thinking, what do I need to do next? Or you're trying to figure something else, or you've got to-do list. Like that is because you're just like not fully present and feeling safe. But when the energy is like wounded or suppressed, it can show up as like overgiving, people pleasing, or losing boundaries, emotional chaos, insecurity, struggle to trust or receive, disconnection from the body, sensuality, or rest, like feeling shame, guilt for resting, slowing down, um, not listening to your body, your intuition. feeling like you're making the wrong decisions, or that you're trying too hard, or you're going out your way, or not having the boundaries, or taking responsibilities of other people, not expressing your truth, your voice properly, and or feeling like you're a burden, or constantly attracting like chaotic relationships, or inconsistency, or up and down, or where things keep collapsing and dropping. That's because you're not feeling safe. You're not feeling fully safe in that embodiment. So the feminine is the pulse of creation. She is life itself. In Kundalini terms, she is the Shakti. She's the divine life force that awakens and rises through the body, purifying, softening, and bringing everything into balance. So then we need the masculine. So the masculine is also important, but what many people are living through is the wounded masculine, the false masculine, which is okay, the masculine is the protector, but the one that where people are just not really understanding, like, to solidify and live from the healthy masculine. So the masculine is the structure, the masculine is the doing, it's the action, the focus, direction. We need the masculine. If not, we would not get stuff done. So it's basically like, but we need the feminine needs to be led in a way, but for her to be led, she needs to feel safe with the masculine. So this is why it takes your inner masculine and feminine work to bring together. So if you're like asking and pray for things in your outer reality, say like a healthy relationship, or like more money or more opportunity, this like there's probably something deeper going within your masculine and feminine energy. So it's about bringing them back together. So it's the part of us that creates structure, discipline, boundaries so that the feminine can feel safe to flow. So again, the feminine must feel safe for the masculine to lead that. But again, a lot of people living through wind masculine, and a lot of women don't feel safe to lean to masculine because all they've known is masculine kind of be like controlling or abusive, or where there's too much discipline, or where submissive, and that is where it's kind of gone wrong. So with the masculine, it's healthy that we feel grounded, confident, and clear in our purpose. But I believe our purpose is to live, to be alive, to experience life, able to take aligned action without force, emotionally stable and protective of our energy, focused, discerning, and organized, safe to hold space for others and for ourselves. When it's wounded or overactive, it can look like control, perfectionism, or burnout from overworking, doing too much, trying to prove yourself, where you can be really in this ego of like, oh, look, I've got this, like trying to show, emotionally disconnected, avoidance, fear of surrender or vulnerability. And that's why a lot of men also suffer from this. Um, so it's about bringing the two together. It's about bringing balance. So the dance between the two, the feminine and the masculine, are not opposites. They are complements. So they are to be at one. The feminine feels, receives, and creates. The masculine acts, protects, and grounds that creation into form. So it's like that is why, back then it was like the women were the gatherers, and then the men are like the hunters. They would go out and the women would stay and gather in the garden and tend to the garden where the men would go. But when what happened is like a lot of women, the masculine became too controlling, this powerful, but it's this place of like control or discipline or subnifis some I'm not even gonna say it, to be submissive. That's my dyslexia coming out, where like it's just been so much fault. And a lot of women don't feel safe around that. And this is why relationships are collapsing nowadays. And because it's just been so, everyone's just so disconnected from the true essence. So it's the feminine brings inspiration, intuition, and flow. The masculine gives structure, clarity, and movement. So the direction away. Together they create harmony, purpose, and embodiment. So it's not competition, it's completion. But nowadays there's a lot of competition with that. But again, it comes with finding this within yourself, for then it to align in your outer reality. So when one dominates, we feel out of sync. Too much masculine energy leaves us burnt out and disconnected. Too much feminine energy without grounding can make us unstructured and scattered. So true wholeness comes from the union where you can be soft, strong, intuitive, and grounding, flowing, yet focused. So it's like the feminine is the breath and the masculine is like the exhale. One creates movement, the other gives direction. You need both to feel fully alive and connected. And this is what, like, many people are probably just really not embodying. So, again, it's about giving the correct education. It's about bringing these two together. And this is something that I've had to really truly learn. But, like, if you're holding on to trauma, if you're holding on to living through projections and influences of other like society carers or like your upbringing, how that was like, it can all be out of balance due to that. And that's something that I learned within my journey and what I've been healing from and stuff is like, especially as a child, that's where we really, take on projections. That's where we really learn. So if we've had a role model of doesn't have that themselves, and we're going to take that on. And that's why this journey is about that. This is, Kundalini is awakening your life force so that you can bring the masculine and feminine together. So you can, it's a journey of healing, unraveling, connecting in my spaces, in the retreats, in the remembrance path container. Um, this is what this space is about. It's about bringing suits, going through the subconscious work. It's peeling the layers, but then it's bringing the two together and grounding. And this is as well where spirituality is going wrong, is that a lot of people going too much in the woo-woo. Yes, they're going into the fem, but then they're not bringing it down, grounding it. Or there's, again, a lot of people in the false masculine, again, just in general in life. So it's about connecting to your truth, your essence, and bringing your two together. And that takes a journey, devotion, consistency. And, it's about balancing that out. And this is what I bring into these spaces, into the tools. What's helped me, what I use in my journey, Kundalini itself, is the somatics about educating you. So you build this authority and you bring the two, and then you can live your life through this lens of balance. It's about bringing the balance of the two and knowing that they're not against each other, and just watch your life shift, watch your relationship shifts, watch your opportunities, watch money shift, watch everything else shift around you, because that's what you're doing in your inner reality. So it first comes to your inner reality. It's never about searching what is outside of you or trying to fix someone else or whatever. It's about first committing to what is going on within here. So this is what I love to teach and bring into my spaces. And if there's something interesting, please come through the retreats. Of course, we've got the Remembrance Path container, the 6-week journey, which is coming up in November, which I will be doing more of because I just feel like it's so aligned and so yummy and so good. And I just know that this is what will truly help and shift you all. So just following the whispers of your soul and watch your life just change. Watch it change.